Hey, what's up, Ellie? Morning. Top of the morning to you. So, Trump Trump says the coronavirus is over. Congratulations, you made it. You guys are all good to go. So, well, that's what I do, man. That's what I do. So I just do what I do. You do what you do, which is leave, and I do what I do, which is have people make money. So, it's all good. It's all good. I'm not mad as long as you're not mad. Sell some Amazon? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It just got into all-time highs. A couple of years, you're going to have, $3,000-$4,000 Amazon. Started at the bottom, now we're here. Oh, to piss me off? Okay, cool. As long as we're on the same page, then. Yeah, as long as we're on the same page, that's fine. And communication is important. All parties need to know what's happening. And, yeah. I don't know. In theory, I don't know. Amazon's still taking over the world. It's not even done taking over the world yet. All right, so Trump said coronavirus is over. Congratulations, you survived. And the stock market can start to rally now. Let's see where we are. And then we'll go ahead. Wow, we're well off the lows. Okay, I didn't quite expect us to be all the way up here. Probably delete some of this stuff. Don't think we actually need it. Not anymore. I do want to remind people what a general normal market looks like, which is kind of minuscule up days, minuscule down days, right? Just to remind people what a bull market looks like, because people tend to forget what a normal market looks like, an average market. So I think we're probably going to start seeing that now that everyone's going to be FOMOing in. Basically. So yeah, I was watching, saw a thing on my phone on IBD, said that Boeing was rallying. So here's Boeing up 10%. Maybe starting to get going again. Boeing's still in a pretty decent place. Some of the other ones, Planet Fitness, he mentioned gyms especially. This one's already come up very substantially. So I'm not sure how much more upside you have in that. I guess it's still not too bad. I'm on log scale, so let's take log off. Not a huge difference, but a difference. We're back towards resistance levels. Resistance levels. You can see right here. And then going back into this garbage. Yeah, buy Tesla. This thing's ridiculous. Absolutely nuts. 770. 770. That's a lot more than 700. Amazon, Apple taking breaks today after things are pretty prevalent. Royal Caribbean. Carnival Cruise Lines holding nice and sideways. I'm really still not too mad at this one. United Airlines, Delta. We're not seeing exacerbated selling nor any legs down quite yet, although Delta looks like it wants to fall off a cliff. I'm not sure if UAL will follow it if it tries to. UAL seems a little bit healthier than Delta. We've been talking about that this week. ServiceNow, leader in cloud. Manageable, doing okay. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. Just kind of managing its uptrend here. MasterCard. Although they do still look like bear flags, this isn't crypto. This is the stock market. Goldman Sachs up today. Yeah, or just buy the Qs. Exactly. Sometimes the easiest thing's the right thing to do in the stock market, so you don't, endanger yourself or others. Restoration Hardware, talking about this one. I think this one's probably still pretty healthy down here. You got about till we get back to highs, whenever that's going to happen. Still about 80-90% to highs. I'm still not too mad at Restoration Hardware. I kind of like this one, actually. High quality retailer. I missed my last breakout opportunity buy on it, which was out of this channel here. Down here at about 145, went to 260. All right, so that's it, everyone. Have a good day. Not much else to talk about. There's really not. I mean, it's just we've watched the market every day. We've handled it really well, in my opinion. I don't know. I thought we handled it pretty well. Maybe a sell the news day. That's possible. So we start a pullback here just to piss people off because they're like, "What? Trump just said it's over. Why are you selling?" Because we've rallied 35% and you didn't buy. That's why. We rallied significantly. Look at that, 35% off the lows. That's pretty big. I mean, that's pretty close. Take that same point back to highs, about 8%. Almost makes no sense. And I agree with that sentiment. Pretty much almost makes no sense. Could be a profit-taking day, at least partial profits. I mean, I don't know, maybe take some TQs off the table, but I don't know how. I'm not sure how far down it's going to go. I mean, we're up 35%. We easily could pull in. We've been talking about that actually pretty much all the way up, pulling in or going sideways. We've just rallied. We've just been rallying. So, I mean, but that's kind of why I started off the program with showing you what markets used to look like back in the day, meaning January. Back in the day, January. So let's look what a normal bull market looks like. Mostly up, a little bit of down. Mostly up, a little bit of down. And in a normal market, you don't want to be faked out by these little down moves because you end up being shaken out of your position or have to rebuy 3 and 4% higher. And then you do that, and then you end up with half of the gains you would have gotten. So even selling, anticipating a pullback can be very dangerous because pullbacks can occur. Like this would have been a decent one to try to get in on. Maybe could have had a 5 or 6% discount there. But if you did that here, it would have hurt you. And did that here, it may have hurt you. Here, hurt you. So, guessing too often about how to sell is not advantageous. You really want to stay with the market as much as you possibly can. And I think this is, going into an environment where that's potentially the case. Obviously, we know a lot of things are still closed and a lot of stocks are still really beaten down. So NASDAQ at highs doesn't seem to make any sense. It really doesn't. It doesn't seem to make any logical sense. But I don't know. I just listen to the charts. I try not to overthink it. I try to pretend I'm stupid. Because when I try to get smart is when I get hurt. So I don't know. I've got my positions are for longer term till the end of the year, and I've got some 3 times ETFs. There's not too many big moves to make. If you guys have, big gains in a singular position, maybe you can think about taking some profits or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I don't know. It's investing. You do have to take a longer term perspective unless you're day trading, in my opinion. And it is what it is. Soxel, recent highs here today. Kind of poking up. Yeah, well, just look at the chart, Ellie. Just look at the chart. Don't think about the gains. It's really hard to do. Much easier said than done. I definitely don't have that down to a science, but it's what needs to be done. Now, there is a very large candle here. It could be a topping candle from yesterday. I think I mentioned either, I don't know, Monday, last Friday, or something like that. Excuse me. TNA, Rob. TNA. Yeah, that may be a good one to get into. That thing's probably pretty beaten down. Now I forgot what I was going to say. That is pretty beaten down. But the Nasdaq or the Russell generally did not go back to highs. So the market, yeah, I mean, I would probably stick with the Nasdaq over the Russell. I mean, the TNA being a small cap bull 3 times shares is pretty volatile, which means you can't get some really good results out of it. The problem is that it hasn't done anything. We had the peak over here, we had the 2018 bear market here, and we never really recovered in the small caps. It just seems like idiocracy is coming to life where it's just one big ass Costco because all the mega caps are just sucking up everything. Just sucking it all up. Oh, it's up 11% today? Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, from that regard, this thing has like 300% to the highs. And then if you go to the all-time highs, you're like 400%. It's a stupid percentage, but it's hard to say when you're going to get there. I guess you can look at a post-coronavirus economy and see what that looks like and try to extrapolate that out. It's a lot of thinking, though. Look at the volume stepping in here, too. I don't know. I mean, if you just wanted to take a small percentage, yeah, long term, Rob. I mean, if you just wanted to take I'm talking total account, like a 5% position in this thing and watch it become a 20% position in however long it takes to get up there, that may be okay. But yeah, it's just lately hasn't been the bee's knees. I used to trade the TNA a lot, actually. I used to trade it a lot, but then it really stopped. It stopped doing well, so I just switched over to the TQQQ. This was years ago. I would trade TNA on the way up. Probably like right here. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it was doing pretty good. But lately, it's just beating, taking it on the chin. So it's okay to invest in a few beaten down things. This is an index after all. So it'll probably come back to a lot of extent, actually. And you could argue small caps are going to be hurt the most in this particular pandemic environment. Amazon down 3%. Pullback buys. Where's our prior high on the chart here? Let's check it out. 2,000 basically. 2,050. That's our pivot point in Amazon right there. All right, Tesla 263 holding really good. Let's go down our coronavirus watch list here. SQ, Dropbox, Work, stalling out there up at the 30 level, down 3% today. Adobe trying to get back towards highs. Zoom still playing around because it doesn't know how to do security. SPY. Index. Look at the Nasdaq versus the Dow. That's Amazon right there. That's Amazon. Remember a while back I told you that the TQQQ, you really don't want to be involved on the downside, and then on the upside it takes a while to get back to highs. I do want to show you here, if you guys forgot that or didn't hear that. Look at where we are in the Qs. Look how close we are to the highs. It looks like we're about 66% of the way from the bottom to the top. Right where that line is. Look at the TQQQ. We're under half of the way back to the highs. This is because of the compounding effect of the 3 times, which is very powerful in both directions. So when you have an extreme downtrend, it compounds very quickly, and that's why you want to try to escape when a correction starts to occur. And I don't mind jumping back in, as soon as you start to see bottoming action, which is what we started to do. So still quite a bit of ways to go, but Nasdaq's going to have to go past all-time highs for this to get back up. So I just want to point that out for those of you that don't remember me saying that or have forgotten it. Apple broke a trend line. Looks like back to kind of some normalcy. Amazon already being bought back up off the bottom. Microsoft positive back towards all-time highs. Cruise lines. Cruise lines are interesting. Still super, super beaten up. At some time, these will be a huge buy. I've already taken a small position in Carnival here. Took it about, I don't know, I posted on Twitter or Slack or something. I posted it somewhere. But yeah, a few days ago, still in this consolidation. I was kind of happy to see the pullback and then the little bull flag. So I think I'm down to like 8% in it or something. It's an option. UAL, Delta Airlines. So this is the whole beaten down portion right here, the cruise lines and the airlines. Anything that ends with lines. So your cocaine dealer is going to be hurting right now. Crosswalk makers are going to be hurting right now. Those are my dad jokes for the day. Boeing, also hurting, but I'm actually not super mad at it. I mean, on a log scale, you see we bounced back significantly. But I think Boeing's in an interesting position, actually. I do kind of want to look at a Boeing trade. I'm getting pretty good. Elliot. Damn, water break. Looks like I forgot how to talk. Yeah, line dancers, Justin. I think they're still in a bear market. Exactly. Let's take a look. Whoa, is this for real? Look at this. Air pollution falls. Check this out. Holy crap. Where'd half this dude in the bicycle go? See, this guy likes the pollution. Insane. What are these? These don't do anything. That's horrible UI. Horrible UI. That's nuts, though. Then, now. They're making great progress on that building since wintertime. Oh, they built the bridge. They're finally done with the bridge. Wow, this is nuts, man. You already showed that one. What's this one? Bangkok. That's super cool. That's awesome. That's beautiful. They're like, this is just a cool photo. We're not going to do any air quality thing here. This is just super cool. Which it is. Just empty streets. Awesome. I love it. We should just live like this. It's fantastic. Honestly, like this is really great. Air quality. Air quality is, I would argue, out of most of the things in life, air quality is probably on my top 10 list. I would argue that. Breathing, one of my top 10 things to do, and the quality of that breathing, I would argue is up there as well. All right, sorry, let me get back to it. Dude, I love it. I gotta say, I really do. I know people gotta eat and we gotta do jobs and stuff. We should probably make restaurants a little more local, like smaller restaurants, more of them. I don't know. I mean, Arizona's not too bad with pollution, luckily. I'm originally from Southern California, so I'm definitely familiar with pollution. And, yeah. What's Boeing look like these days? Real cafes? Yeah, let's do it, man. In Arizona, we got strip malls like every mile. You just drive a mile. I don't know. It's funny. Every time I go to In-N-Out Burger a lot because I'm lazy and love In-N-Out Burger. I always turn my car off when I'm in the drive-thru. I think people think I'm nuts, but ask me what I think about what other people think about me. True. Yeah, I haven't forgotten how to cook, Ellie. I prefaced it with I'm too lazy. I prefaced it, and I love In-N-Out. And see, if there were no restaurants but In-N-Out, I think the world would be a better place. Man, Boeing's still beating down here, 150, still chilling under that 160 support/resistance level. But yeah, we definitely don't cook enough in this household right now. I gotta be honest with you. Need to cook more. Square up 5% today. Restoration Hardware 7% today. No, I will not. I will not do that. I'm not going to throw myself under the bus. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to put you in timeout. Wait, does this just remove the comment? Yes. Yes, see? That didn't happen. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. I don't think I've ever deleted a comment. I think I've deleted one comment. I don't eat them, so how the hell would I know how to make them? But I don't know what you're talking about because there's no comment there. ESNT, Carvana. Carvana in a nice little pullback sitch here. Look at the volume in Carvana. This is a pullback to the 50. I think this is likely a buying opportunity in Carvana. Pays looks like it's setting up for additional gains. Remember we had some beautiful rallies. Look at our volume declining very nicely right now. I think Pays could be an opportunity. EVR. Square. Home builders. Forgot about the home builders. INMD. Firmly lower there. Soxel. Looks like a rising wedge, but it's super, super low. Up 4 point whatever percent today. Soxel yesterday on the 5-minute chart, I was watching after hours for a minute, was just spinning green like this. This is how the chart looks. This is it. That's Soxel. Look at how much this thing was up after hours. This was yesterday, and then after hours, after the press conference, just kaboom! Exploded up to 140. I was expecting to open up here at 137. Instead, we get an open down here. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, pretty big moves after market yesterday with Trump's press conference. Which I would argue for the first time, not a complete shit show. His press conferences, yeah, wasn't a complete and utter shit show. Got to give him credit for that one. Starbucks hurt me up here pretty badly because I acted like an idiot, but not in a bad spot. Gapping up today. Beyond Meat, no one's still buying plant-based beef. Oh, I'm still surprised at 77. We should move the decimal point to the left. I think that was a typo. Transportation, look at how beaten down the transports are. BEP, this is the green energy building company for governments. Volume declining nicely in this area. Hopefully get back with uptrend once the government starts spending money again. Of course, they printed so much damn money, they may as well spend it for green stuff, so Brookfield will probably benefit from that. Las Vegas Sands just popped on my radar. Let's take a look at that. I want to get to the bottom of the story where they're saying that it did come from the viral lab in Wuhan. Tech gave it to her boyfriend, then it went to the market. Did you read that on Reddit? That was a Reddit thing, obviously, right? Official news source of Rob, Reddit. MJ still hasn't broken that trend line. Gosh. Maybe a lot less people smoke pot than they make it seem like. That's got to be what it is. Well, let me say this. If it was an engineered virus, they did a shitty ass job because that thing only kills like 1% of people. So that's a pretty horrible engineered virus. Although it would explain why China wouldn't let anybody in. But, whatever. Alright, that means we just have to bomb China now. Atlassian. This thing wants to go. Look at the weekly chart. It's like, go down, maybe a little bit, go down, maybe a little bit, go down, maybe a little bit. Oh, they played with it in the lab, and they just bad precautions in the laboratory. Okay, I can buy that. That I can buy. Nice. I had to do it. I just have to do it. Man, look at that thing straight up off the bottom, 110 to up $50, almost 50%, basically 50%. Yeah. It is 50%. That's pretty nice. Yes, Regeneron. Look at Regeneron long-term trend lines. I mean, who the hell would have known that the coronavirus would be the one to break out Regeneron? It is, Rob. That's why I bought lower. That's funny. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, you can wait for a small base of some kind. I don't think it's, it's not too bad. But Oak to all-time highs. Mentioned that one too. This one, you see. Look at this. You see this big base right here. This is big, and I mean that not in the sense that I just used it, but this is likely to go on to much higher prices. These types of bases, you see them in the middle of these runs, and they end up looking tiny. I'm not saying it's going to do exactly what Apple does, but you look at these big bases that now don't look that big, after the fact. In the moment, they look like the biggest thing on the chart. They look big and scary and intimidating. But what you realize is that once you start breaking these bases to the upside, it's likely to do you pretty good there. Net down 3% today. That's interesting. Apparently no one's going to use the internet anymore because they're going back to work. Same with Zoom. Netflix. Ring, DocuSign, JD. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. More good stuff. More goody-goody. Let's do this. Because we've been looking at the same bullshit for a while now. Let's go to IBD. I think I type decently fast. I went to my buddy's house and he's like, clickety clackety clack, like 3 times as fast as me. I'm like, oh, I'm a scrub. What is that, Rob? Is that a little guy doing a dab? My kids do it and go, bah, bah, bah. So for about 2 days straight, that's all we heard was dabs and bah, bah, bah. That was it. Just everything. It's pretty funny, actually. Reese likes it. I want to look at sectors. Is actually what I want to look at. I want to look at sectors. IBD data stories? What are those? Data stories. It's like data children's stories. And then we reverted to the mean. Again, Daddy. Once there was a coronavirus, and we collected data through Internet of Things devices. Sectors. I want sectors. That's what Market Smith is for. I don't see anything about sectors here. Don't you think New Start here would be at the top? I would think this would be up here. This is my personal opinion. And everyone else's. Tech leaders. What's that? They're adding a lot more lists here. eBay. Haven't heard from eBay in a long time. Not from a stock perspective. Yeah, actually, I initially pulled up the options calculator to... whoa, look at that. Bouncing back because more people buying garbage off eBay. Sell your used toilet paper roll, put it on eBay. Let's go back look at Boeing. This is what I originally started out looking at was Boeing. I mean, I'd probably say getting back to 300, which would be a double from here, is probably a pretty decent target to look for. That's your next resistance level, really. But you're gonna have to go out past. You're gonna have to go out past January, maybe out to June. So you're getting up towards about 200% going out to June. Yeah, so you're not getting too much more bang for your buck. I think options are still pricey. Check out sector leaders list. ServiceNow, Vertex, and Netflix. Interesting. Netflix is number one on the IBD 50. That's been a while. Microsoft, Nvidia, Adobe, ServiceNow, all these ones. Zoom. EPAM still up there. AMD, Applied Materials, Facebook. Wow, Dropbox, GoDaddy. Really a lot of big names in the IBD 50. I can't remember the last time I saw that. I don't really hawk it like I used to, so maybe it's been recently, but... All right. Yeah, Boeing 12%, Tesla 3%. Carnival Cruise Line 7%. So my Carnival Cruise Line trade was this. I took this trade on Carnival Cruise Lines. I don't think I've actually shown. I mentioned I took a position. So I got it for January. And the target's 40. And 40 is on the chart somewhere. 40 is kind of back down to this, to right up here. So it's a very aggressive trade. And it's probably too aggressive. But yeah, I think if you also look at it, 30. Anyway, it's right here. I took this 25, I thought it was. Yeah. 25 strike price. So 837%. I don't think he's lying. There's no reason for these guys to lie. Although some of them do, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying CEOs don't lie, but I don't think they have a reason to lie. Look, everyone, dude, cruises are great. I'm thinking about booking one at some point for something. We're probably not going to Ireland the way things are going, so I don't know, this year may not be a good idea, but I wouldn't be too opposed to it. But I mean, some ridiculous gains if this gets back. If cruise lines, when they start, really booking shorter term again, I think it could come back nicely. So that's the trade I took. Like I said, it was a smaller trade, but percentage chart was stupid. Yeah, there you go. Too bad it's my Roth IRA. Yeah, just keep stacking cash. Hey guys, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. Lucid Motors. I have heard of Lucid Motors. Nothing's a Tesla killer, by the way. Michael? Nothing's a Tesla killer. That thing doesn't exist. When you think about Tesla and what they do and what they've done and how long it's taken them to get where they are, this is not a new company anymore. Elon Musk's starting to get some grays and starting to get chubby. He's been doing this a long time. And it takes a guy like Elon and a lot of money to make a Tesla, obviously. But so yeah, there's no such thing as a Tesla killer. It's like saying an Amazon killer. The other one that has a chance of defeating Amazon on one business segment is Walmart. Except for NIO, which is obviously a Tesla killer. That's just obvious. Still lower than it was a while ago. Yeah, Tesla killer's not a thing. It's impossible at this stage. The only one that can beat Tesla is if Tesla does something really, really stupid, which I don't think they can. It's not in their DNA by a long shot. Actually, it's funny. I got those 3 times ETFs and stuff. Tesla's still my best performer. I'm probably up like 90% in Tesla right now from my buy. So I mean, still the just crazy. It's like, how many times can you double Tesla in a year? How many different times can you double Tesla in a year? And from about the same levels. Well, Musk does stupid stuff personally, but Tesla, the company, doesn't do too much stupid stuff. The pot smoking wasn't stupid. If you watch the video, he took one toke from the joint, and that was about it. He's like, yeah, I've reviewed it. Allow it. That was pretty dumb. The 420 comment about investors buying, that was pretty stupid. Randy defend we. What a time to be alive. Well, I have been stuck inside for coronavirus, at least. So, I mean, I'm going crazy. No, the dumbest thing he did was call that diver coach a pedophile. I think that's the worst thing he did. Like, why would you put that out in the public? I mean, I get an offhanded comment to someone or just in the car, and then, but not on Twitter. Yeah, but they're not competitors to Tesla. Tesla has really no competition. Really. Tesla is the competition. That's the thing to realize. Still, they're still the competition. BMW, Mercedes, all those are much, much larger companies. Well, I think if you take Rich out of your comment, I think you're correct. Just people say a lot of dumb stuff. We're just people. Elon's just a guy. Bezos is just a guy. Gates is just a guy. They're all just people. They all cheat on their wives with ESPN reporters and give billions to the world and build space stuff. We all do those kinds of things. Anyway. All right. Actionable list. HEI leading it for whatever reason. SIVB. Hey, what's up, Aram? You sold Tesla 728. Okay. I'm not mad with a profit. I'm not too mad with a profit. Yeah, I mean, Tesla, either way right now. The market, same with the market, either way right now. If you guys, but, yeah. Yeah, profit taking is not a bad thing, man. Not a bad thing. Tesla's, I mean, I've never traded better with a stock than I've traded with Tesla. And to me, in all honesty, it's really proven that you should know what you're trading in or not care at all. And I think I'm right in the middle there for the most part. But Tesla does happen to be just a phenomenal trading vehicle as well as a good company. So I was actually chatting with a buddy of mine who doesn't like Tesla's business practices in terms of same with Apple, because you can't repair your own vehicles and you can't repair your own phones, and he hates that. Restoration Hardware 7% right now. Man, I should have bought that option lower. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Play's not really bouncing that much. It's just kind of hanging out. That's a very small position for me. That's smaller than my CCL position. So I'm just kind of letting this one ride out. I got it till the end of the year. We'll see what happens with it. I'm not sure exactly how big this company is in terms of locations across the U.S., but I know they have. I've been to their facilities here in what's called Desert Ridge area in North Phoenix, but so I'm just kind of taken aback they were down so far. But I mean, they're doing okay. They do have a big red volume day here, which is a little concerning, right there. But we haven't gone any lower really. So I mean, at some point, if so in Arizona, actually, we can probably look at Dave and Buster's for a minute and just kind of. Well, I can't type. Oh, that's not good. Dave and Buster's plans to sell shares. That's not good. Wow, quite a few. Oh wow, they got a bunch. What the hell is that? Hmm. Okay. $75 million. Oh, that's not too bad. I don't want to get rid of that page. Hey, morning, Mohammed. How are you? Oh yeah, oil rocketed through the ceiling last night. Look at that. Bam. Yeah, maybe, Rob. Maybe. But 57 million isn't really that much to sell off. Unless your market cap is 300 million, so maybe this is not such a good trade. Short float, 26%. Wow. Look at the downgrades, 44 to 7, 53 to 13. Maybe I should bail on this trade. $99 decline. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure what you mean, Mohammed. Are you talking about like there's more green candles and red like what do you mean selling? You looking at volume or how are you deriving selling? No company budget's going down to zero. Yeah, right. Oh, volume aggregation? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so the volume aggregation tool, it's based on whatever time frame you're on. So if you're on if you're on the 15-minute time frame, it bases it on smaller candles. So you actually, in that shorter time period, get a more accurate assessment of accumulation and distribution from a volume perspective. So here's the daily for Carnival Cruise Lines, for instance. And this is the volume aggregation tool. This blue line is a unbalanced volume I added there. We can hide that for right now. And then if I go to the 15-minute, so this is based on the daily candles close and just the volume. It's very basic. And then if I go to the 15-minute, it's oscillating a tremendous amount more. And yeah, time frames will be different. They just will be. They just will be different. So I think it depends on how you're looking at it, and I guess how you use the volume aggregation tool. I use the VA tool. Like if the market's looking weird and the VA tool's looking weird, I really don't look at the VA tool. But if the market's looking good and the VA tool is looking bullish, then I think we could have a breakout potential on our hands. But even if the chart's looking good and the VA tool doesn't look bullish, we still could have a breakout attempt on our hands. So the VA tool for me is like a tertiary indicator. I wouldn't even consider it a secondary indicator. Yeah, it assesses for every candle, and you can adjust the aggregation time frame. If you go to the settings, that's apparently not what that does. I thought that was settings. Nope. Okay. Thought you could change the freaking settings. You're supposed to be able to. Maybe not. Yeah, right here. It defaults to a period of 20, an aggregation period of 20, but in theory, if you hit this gear, which mine isn't doing it right now for whatever reason, you should be able to adjust it. Let me try a different chart. And you can adjust the aggregation period to whatever you want. What is going on? I'm very confused right now. So anyway, you should be able to adjust the aggregation period if you want to do that. But yeah, every candle goes back 20 bars by default. Amazon's come back. It's only down 1%. Planet Fitness. Yeah, Planet Fitness. I know for some reason they specifically mentioned gyms. So I don't know if Trump knows a guy that just has a lot of gyms around the country or something. But man, remember I mentioned buying Planet Fitness. I should have listened to my own advice. Way down here at 25. That's nuts. Absolutely insane. And then the rally back is just amazing. When did you hear the Las Vegas mayor? Apparently she's an old gangster. Her and her husband been running in Vegas for like 20 years. Literally the mayor of Vegas for 20 years. You don't like what? Planet Fitness? Because you don't like to work out. Doesn't mean nothing. Did you build my Android app yet? Are you an expert at Kotlin? Expert. Dow Jones, Nasdaq still up, but still coming in. Caribbean, cruise lines, airlines. Yeah, right, Rob. Well, I got my standing desk over here in my office, and I brought in just some 10-pound weights, and then I'm just playing with them, basically, just arm exercises and this and that. It's really nice because I don't have a desk. I've got like a little stand. I don't have a desk, so I've got tons of room in my office. It's great. All right, guys. Well, I think I may actually bounce out of here. I mean, the market hasn't sold off quite yet. It could, but like I mentioned about showing you guys what a normal market looks like, if we go back to normalish market activities where we're chilling every day less than 1%, usually 1% for the market's a really good day. I just want to remind everybody of that because that apparently has been lost. My computer, I went to my friend Zach's house, who's super smart with this kind of stuff, and I actually had this very strange problem with my PC. Oh, my monitor? I really do like it a lot, actually. It's a 43-inch 4K monitor. I mean, everything has some drawbacks to it, but I mean, overall, it's great. The hard part comes from me is that I do streaming at least twice a day. And so I change my resolution. I do a lot of moving the system settings around. It's just like if I wrote down everything I did every day, it would almost be like a half a page, a full page of just changing stuff I have to change on my system to do my work. Think we're selling off there, Ellie? You're going to buy a new one? Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know. Mine's on the wall like right now looking at it. I'm arguably about 5 or 6 feet away from it. Probably about 5 feet away from my monitor. And it's on 1080p because I'm streaming for you guys. So I'm at 1080p. If I were to go to 4K, let me show you what would happen. Just as it's crazy. Like 4K is nuts. You guys would basically see nothing. And I'd also have to get a little bit closer to the monitor, which isn't too bad. I mean, so it's really nice. It's like having four, so I have a 43 inch. It's about having like four 22-inch monitors if you keep it in a 4K resolution, but you got to be really close to it to even see it at that level. But it's really crisp. It's nice. Refreshes at 60 hertz. I thought it did 120, but I don't know about that. See, this is probably way too small for you guys, huh? I haven't even tried it yet, but this one at Best Buy was $320, brand new. I tried to find it on OfferUp and I found a few, but everybody was a flake. So if you're interested, I'll type in, it's the LG 43-inch 7300 is what I have. It's pretty good. I mean, the speakers are halfway not the worst I've ever heard of in the world. Yeah, it'd be horrible on a phone, Rob. I agree. And I know some people watch on the phone, so that's why I don't keep it at 4K. But because like in reality, let me show you what I can. Like in reality, let me go back to standing mode because my monitor's in standing mode anyway. In reality, what I could do is this, which is really cool. I could have this up. I could have this up. and chat up. I could probably have all this stuff up. So this is about what I used to look at right about there every day with my normal monitor. So if I really wanted to, I could probably go single screen over here, and then I could read whatever article this is down here. I mean, you really get a lot of flexibility with it. I gotta say, it's kind of it's like 2+ monitors. It's not quite you know, whatever. Like, that's a lot of information right there. That's a lot of information. And I'm actually still scaled up a little bit in terms of text size too. I think I'm at 150% of text. Yeah. So I'm not even at native resolution. What do you mean computer with monitor? No, this is a separate computer and a TV. This is a TV. I bought a TV. This is native resolution. Ah! This is too damn small. Look at that. Crazy. It's tiny. Like, if I got right up on this thing, I could probably do it. Let me move my cord here. I actually haven't done this before, but like, if I was sitting right in front of my monitor, like right here, I could probably make this work. But now I can almost touch it, about 3 feet away. This is probably where you would be with a normal desktop monitor, where I'm at right now. So look at all the different information you could put on this damn screen if you wanted to really sit close. But the problem is, so I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, but right about here, in the middle of the Windows icon in the vertical Windows pane, that's about where the viewing angle for the monitor to the right of this line starts to get darker. Because if you think about it, it's a bunch of little flashlights pointing towards me, and I am really close to the monitor now, so I see less of the light. So it's kind of an interesting dichotomy there. But anyway, I figure when I set this to 150% of text, it works out pretty good. Anyway, it's pretty geeky stuff right there, but it... Anyway, it's pretty good. Can a screen capture display only a portion? Yes, I think I can. I haven't really played with it that much. That's an OBS setting, and I just haven't gone that deep in the weeds with it yet to really try to figure out how to do that. Maybe I will one day, so I can do, you know, 2 things. But when I'm not streaming, I switch it back to the 4K setting, and it's pretty good. So yeah, I do like the setup. The monitor, it's just a monitor. It's not a computer. You do have to have a PC to run it. Something that can do 4K at 60 hertz plus, preferably. But I got playing Fortnite a little bit, and I play that at 1080p, 120 hertz, and it's great. It's fantastic. I was killing a bunch of people yesterday. I didn't feel like... I used to try to play before, and I got 0 kills at all. And then yesterday I killed like 4 people all in the same squad, and I killed all of them. And I'm not even that good, so 120 hertz is good. The PC that I built, you would probably spend $1,300 to $1,400 on it. I had some parts that I already owned, so I reclaimed those, like my power supply, my RAM, and my hard drives. So I replaced the motherboard, the video card, the processor. You could probably do it cheaper for you could probably do it for about $1,000. You don't have to. The processor that I got was actually relatively inexpensive at about $200 for 12 cores, a 12-core processor from AMD. But the motherboard to support it was $320. I got the GTX 1660 Super, which is a really good bang for your buck card. That one also, I think it was $180. I think I got that for maybe $200, in that range. I don't remember exactly. So I spent $2 on the processor, $2 on the video card, and $3 on the motherboard. So that's $7 right there. Actually, like $750 because tax, and it was $320 for the motherboard. So probably about $350 just for those 3 core parts of the system. And then the power supply I have is too overrated for what I have right now. I used to have 2 video cards, but And then I already had the case, and they have to buy a cooler. They piecemeal you to death with this stuff. Yeah. NASDAQ 0.42% pulling in a little bit. What do you think if the PC and monitor together in one pick? You want me to take it? Are you asking me to take a picture? Or in terms of money? Well, that was 320. So, the TV was 320. So you're looking at $1,000 with the TV, and then I hung it on the wall. So the mount I got it wholesale for $200, which you can find on Amazon for actually cheaper, but it was like 3 weeks out. I still wouldn't have it. So, I mean, all in all, on this whole setup, I probably spent like $1,500-$1,600 all in all. Oh, in one piece? Oh, no. Um, for normal usage, yeah, they're fine. I'm not really a power user, but I like the ability to have the ability to do stuff, I guess. Yeah, you can buy all in ones. I mean, it's not. You could probably buy some really like an iMac is the all in one iMacs are really good. Some of I was working on some ones from like 2013 back in 2017, and they were still pretty good. You know, but I don't think they make a 43-inch version of that. I really wanted the 43-inch monitor, is what I wanted. So here's a 21 and a half. Here's a 24-inch from HP. I mean, I think the key is to have at least an i5 processor, or nowadays maybe try to get an AMD, and upgradable RAM, and at least 2 hard drive slots. And then, if you can, in my opinion, the thing to look for is the thing to look for is M.2 NVMe hard drive. Like they're so fast. Your hard drive is the slowest part of your system. So if you can get a good hard drive, which that's the newest technology, is M.2 NVMe. If you can get that, then I think you're good. Does Mac do NVMe? So PC all in one with M.2 NVMe. Okay, so here's a Dell Optiplex maybe. So yeah, I mean, look, for normal usage, I'm not sure you're gaming a ROM. I don't really game either, or do editing or something like that. 4 gig of RAM, would you match the brand or get another 4, or will any other 4 size work? I think if you don't have to have the same brand, but the clock speed, let's say your clock speed is like 3200, and then you splurge on 3600 RAM, the whole RAM bus is going to run at 3200. So you want to match the clock speed, and obviously you should know the number of RAM slots you have, and you want to ideally match. So if you have two gigs, you want to get more 2 gigs. Yeah, right, real PC. Or, like for me, I've got 8 RAM slots, so I can go up to 128 gigs. Like if you wanted 16 gigs of RAM, you could do 2 8 gigs. But you want to try to keep the same size and about the same clock speed. I was watching some videos and benchmarks on RAM, and it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest with you. The clock speed and stuff like that. Just say you get like 3 to 5% going from 32 to 36 or 4K, 4000, and you're spending almost double the money, which doesn't make a single 4. Well, that's good. Then get another 4, or get 2 more. You can probably find, probably DDR3. Most everything's DDR3. DDR3, 8 gigabit of RAM. So you want to get 2 4s. See, this is 1 times 8 gigabit module. You want to get 2 times 4. Probably put that in the Googleplex too. $45. Hi, Jamesy. You okay? You waking up, bud?
Yeah, I just woke up. I'm kind of tired still.
What's that?
I'm kind of tired still.
Okay, well, just do some stretches. Do some big stretches. Yeah, so just get 8 gigs and run 12 gigs. Because it's probably hard to like find a single 4. Because this time I remodel my garage and I'm writing a room office for me and I need a nice computer. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on your aesthetics, Aram. So I don't know if you know this about me, but even yesterday actually, a client's aunt needed some help with her system, so I helped her with her system. But I used to go into really nice houses and I wouldn't build the systems, but I would hook it all together and stuff like that. I think it just depends on how if you've got room for a desktop is going to outperform an all-in-one, and it's going to be easier to perform maintenance on if you're going to build it yourself. So I would go personally, I would go for a desktop separately from the monitor, because keep this in mind too, is that if you go for an all-in-one, you're stuck with the computer and you're stuck with the monitor. Okay, so it's tricky because your monitor may be good, like maybe it's a really good screen, but the system inside is garbage. Maybe the motherboard is limiting. It doesn't have the newest technology, because there's USB C 3.1, which are kind of the same thing. But yeah, you can probably build, like if you go to YouTube or some of these places, like just do PC build 2020 or something like that. I guarantee there's parts lists out there. I guarantee you there's some decent parts lists. PC Gamer, if you want a little bit of a higher end rig. One thing to not cheap out on is a video card, though. I spent a lot of time choosing the video card, and I think I did a pretty good job. I actually bought one and sent it back because I found this one. So, anyway. Yeah, if you want to chat more about that, you can hit me up in Slack or Rom. I don't mind. I can shoot you some links if you want to ask for some feedback. I don't mind, man. Yeah, let me know. I may not be super responsive, but I'll definitely do my best. Help you out with that. So, all right, guys, let's take a look at... I don't know about fun, Justin. I'm not having fun. I'm freaking annoyed. I'm so annoyed. I had to go to my friend's house to try to dual boot Linux, and I brought it home after it worked at his house, and it froze on me. Linux froze on me. How does Linux freeze? I don't get it. So, all right, let's go take a look at the markets one more time. And with my tiny, tiny screen now, because I'm sitting on 4K. Yeah, see, that looks pretty nice and clear. Yeah, don't skimp on the graphics card, because you're going to have to buy it and the resale value isn't there for most of them. So don't skimp on the graphics card. If you can get that 1660 Super, so far it's run like a champ. I guess it's like $200, so it's not too bad. But for most day-to-day stuff, you don't even need that. I was running with a 2 gig of RAM card on my last desktop with no issues. And I wasn't gaming at all, so it didn't matter. But all right, so the market here looks like pulling in a little bit, 0.42%. INMD leading our actionable list, oddly enough. Restoration Hardware. So more of the same, just a little bit lower prices from earlier in the day. There's not much to do up here, guys. Ellie's saying don't take too much into the weekend. We could have a nice move down on Monday since things are looking more bullish in the news lately, which makes sense to me. I don't know what I'll close, if I'll close anything. Maybe I should. My account's in a really good spot. Anytime my account's in a good spot, it ends up turning around relatively quickly. So it's a good possibility that's probably some good advice. Yeah, so make your selections carefully. If you're patient, you plan on the bottom being in, and we're going to go higher for the next 6 to 12 months. Also keep in mind elections are later this year, so a lot of stuff to keep in mind. But all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. It is Friday. I forgot about that. It is Friday. So have a good weekend. Stay safe out there, and I will see you on Monday or in the Crypto Power Hour in a little bit. And crypto's in a fun spot too, so if you're not involved in that, go do that. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.